are live. It is Saturday
At the shop.
at the shop. Episode number
197.
197. You keep an eye on that because episode 200 is going to be a special one.
You're going to want to be here. That is on April 2nd. We might just do that Saturday at the shop on April 1st, that Friday night.
Yeah, I think so.
April
Just
Fool's
kick
Day.
it up right. What's up, fam?
What's happening, fam? Good morning. Good morning. All right. Good morning to all of you. Let's get into the headlines. Let's roll in and act like we've got a show that is our 197th show.
Okay. And the winner is what's blue and green all over and tastes great.
That is honestly, that is the best headline you can come up with.
Should we stop now?
197.
F1, F2, whatever. We're winging the rest. That's on there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me just show you Exhibit A of why my dad needs to be hit in the head with a tack hammer.
Yes.
Okay, this right here, okay, you see that?
Yeah, no, they can't see it because there's really not a lot to see.
Exactly my point. Well, this thing could be shut, it would have the same amount of info.
You told me all along before we started this business that your mission was to what? Get me to retire.
Yeah.
Well, I retire from doing those goddamn notes, so
No, you're fired. Step into my office.
Step in here. I understand. We have half of the internet watching.
Okay.
Yvonne is in, Zach Patterson is in, Rob
for a
Reel.
second.
Stop.
Okay, let's slow down for a second here.
I'm just all jacked up
I
on
don't know.
coffee.
I felt this
Yeah.
Celsius that I just took all the
And
way.
you
to
made me
the head.
puff about 4 inches of this cigar quickly.
You see this?
Yeah.
What is this?
That's a bag to carry liquor and cigars in.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm giving it away. So here's what we're gonna do. Share this, like this, comment this, and the name that, I don't know, fam likes best is gonna win this.
Yeah,
And
I like
you
it.
can't choose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, what are you smoking this morning, other than my
Your favorite cigar, the Gran Habano, Zulu. And by the way, today's show is brought to us by Gran Habano Cigars. We will have a special guest on today. But I think before we get too started, because half of the internet is watching this morning, we should let people know that we are Industrial Cigar Company. We are in Frisco, Texas. I'm Pops.
I'm Brandon.
And we just get together every Saturday and just do what every father-son team does. Smack each
I
other
was
and
just
shit like
about
that.
to cold
Oh,
call.
yeah, you did it. Go ahead.
No, wait, go ahead. Oh, wait, I just want you to be, yes, this is actually, I spoke about this. This show, there just happens to be people here watching.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate everybody watching. I love all you. You're keeping the dream alive.
We were going to do it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Whether this all tanks in 2 seconds, we're just gonna keep doing this because this is kind of just our hour.
It is
every week.
It's our hour to build a library of things that you can show my great-grandchildren and say, see,
Back before you shit
your
your pants.
great-grandfather was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy.
It,
you know?
it is healthy. It's healthy it's good family stuff. We recommend that you bake a show with your family members and make it happen. By the way, if you're coming to us from a foreign country like Chicago, you let us know where you're coming in from. We will say good morning to you in your native tongue, and we do know that there's a couple of our close friends. Of course, we've got Chris.
Where is Chris?
Chris Pennington is in Belize. So we're going to say good day, mate, to him. Good day, mate. And I understand that he took his blow-up doll with him.
No, hold it. No, Whitney's a real human.
That is
This
true.
is a business page.
I did see it. What's that got to do with anything? They probably on Facebook sell like blow
People have shared this but they had their first child last night.
While they were in the, oh, Zach Patterson did.
Zach Patterson.
And he's coming to us from New Mexico, so good day, mate.
If the name was a domain name, it would be a long one. Little Miss Serenity Rain Patterson.com.
I like it. It's
I think
close.
that'd be a
.net. You could fit that on a hat. Sure.
Congratulations, Zach. That is so awesome. As a matter of fact, I'm going to smoke probably one of my favorite things ever created in celebration with you. That is so cool. You poor bastard.
This just in. You have an incredible palate because that cigar is the shit.
If I knew how to blend, if I knew anything about cigars, if I had any sort of knowledge, this is what I would do. It seems like it was blended for me and by me.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and that's how I know Jordan and I we're gonna.
Well, I do know that you guys have a similar bit of nuttiness to you. Nuttiness is in wacko, because you have a tendency to like, I think I'm going to go ride my bike 100 miles in a day.
He knows that's not that
He
far.
did a triathlon like a couple days ago, and he still walked.
Yeah, but look at him. He's
I know, he's
When I do it, I'm just being a dickhead.
and when he said that he smoked the Zulu Zulu for 20 years, it just goes to show you there are no negative effects. Although I think if you look, once you see his hairdo and Nathan's day doesn't help the hair follicles.
Really?
Huh.
Really?
But if you look at Polar,
All right.
Polar has a beautiful head of hair, which means he smokes Black and Mild basically all day
Oh,
long.
come on.
Yeah.
He jigs you like that. Dang. Yeah, that hairline is going nowhere, Polar. I am so I'm proud and also just a little bit envious. But don't be.
Evan Hurst is politely saying, pick me.
Hey, fam, check out the comments and just read a name off that you like.
Yvonne is
Oh,
in.
and by the way, if they're local, that's a good idea.
Like if one of them happens to be Rob, then
Yeah,
just
if
let us
one is
know.
Rob Goodwin, that'd be all right.
We'll save so much on shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be great.
And I won't forget to ship it out. So I like any local name that is also a good sounding name. So as soon as you got it, throw that name out.
Brad McGaw is in.
I like that dude.
Brad is a good dude. I'm from now on, I'm calling him Radar. I love the way, I mean, he is, if I turn around and I'm thinking, I wonder where Brad's at, Brad, right there. He is so attentive. Yeah, I love that dude.
He is attentive. That guy, when he walks in the door, he is here to get it done.
Yeah. And he had his knee brace off yesterday, so he was rocking.
I think he should wear it. He looks like a left tackle.
JJ's in, Sean Ratz is in. By the way, Sean Ratz is a saint. That dude is taking on the battle that is the mice that got into my car, and he's taking it on. He's pulling things out, finding out that they ate half of the wire that goes up to the turn signal and all kinds of places. So
You're kidding me.
he's just, I love it. The guy just goes in and starts pulling stuff off.
Oh, it's
he's
gonna
like,
be
I've
great.
never worked on one of these, but this looks like it comes off.
Oh, it's great. I mean, he's just going, that's next month's rent, that's next month's rent,
yeah.
that's next month's rent. I'd just be pulling shit off too.
I would too.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's a great business model.
It is. It is. We got Tony coming in. Tony, that's kind of a new name. That name's coming in from a foreign country.
What are you talking about here?
There's one he's got dots and dashes over the top of his name. You know that's not from Texas.
Go ahead and just say that name, will you?
Tony Markin. There's a thing over it. What's that mean?
I think it sounds like an I think it's like American.
American.
I don't really know.
Merkin. Hopefully it's Merkin. Good day there, Mr. Merkin.
Boy, if you grew up with my group of friends, you would have a different name.
Yes. Yeah. So Kathleen's coming in. Guten Morgen. So she's obviously got a little of that German blood in her.
Yep.
Yeah. She's excited about the German engineered cigars that are going to be launched in a couple weeks.
Chris Thomas is in, 360 booth.
Oh, I love that guy.
Charcuterie, all around.
Yeah.
Ugliest sweater wearing dude on the planet. Here's what I've noticed. With our lack of,
Preparedness.
yes, yeah, that's what I would say. It doesn't help the show move forward. I feel like we just kind of been saying hi for 10 minutes or so.
All right, we'll get on to some goddamn content then. Let's go.
Well, then let's bring on George Rico, because he's the only thing that can save us right now.
George Rico's here?
You son of a bitch. Don't you do that.
Hey, by the way, Sue, Jim Stanko, George Rico's stunt double. will be walking in here. So we've got it covered. We got it covered.
There's a scaling issue.
Well, they gotta get a little closer and stand back a little further.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
All right, you know what? Let's just save this show, please, for the love of Christ.
For the
Bring
love
in-
of Christ.
Everyone give it up to George Rico! Yeah, right in here. We like to take care of our guests. We give them the least
Yes, sir,
comfortable.
brother.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna just hold this right here
Okay.
because we're so official, we're mic'd up. But,
There you go.
George, this in my eyes has been a long time coming. I have been a huge fan of your cigars for a very long time. For those who don't know, Gran Habano Cigars is the creation of George Rico.
My brand of Gran Habanos is my brand and my father's brand as well. So let's get him a round of applause as well.
Oh, let's give it up.
George Rico's dad!
George Rico's dad.
Let's just keep him in Honduras.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I've seen this when I have looked up your blends, and I've seen this. What is STK?
Stay True Kid. That's what it stands for. Stay True Kid.
Stay True Kid.
Yeah. So it's a combination of both. When I started the brand with the Zulu is to help the charity, and also to always stay focused on my goal, which is to make good cigars. So Stay True Kid is my brand.
I like it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the STK, and for some reason, when you see it, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just have 3 letters next to it. Now it makes sense. So I like
Yeah.
some
Some people go with the whole doctor thing, MD, but
George Rico, STK.
that's it.
With
That's
the street
official.
slang going. That's
like
my
that.
title.
So down here for the first time,
Yep.
what would you say is the #1 thing you want people to know about you and about your brand?
Well, for me, the #1 thing is the passion that I hold for making cigars. I mean, that's my #1. It's always to learn and continue to apply myself to making good cigars and get that knowledge. Because I think, as you progress, there's always something new that you could learn from people, from yourself as the years go by. So it's the passion that I have with tobacco and how I could bring that into a cigar and then bring it to the public. So that's my passion.
It's very apparent as you smoke the
Thank
cigars.
you.
I've noticed that your cigars are ones where you're smoking and you end up looking at them a lot. For me, that's a good indicator.
That's
It's
a
like,
good indicator.
ooh, boy, what is this? Or,
Go ahead.
damn, that experience. Can we talk about this cigar for a second?
Yeah.
Because we have Zach Patterson. Zulu Zulu is an absolutely amazing cigar. Zulu Zulu, absolute favorite cigar. These are different people.
Excellent.
It's,
I'm glad they love it.
This, to me, doesn't make sense because, forgive me if I'm wrong, you have the Connecticut wrapper,
Yep.
and we're going to get nerdy here for a second, but then it's Nicaraguan binder filler.
Yep. Nicaraguan binder filler. There's a combination of different fillers from different regions. Awesome.
So how do you take a Nicaraguan cigar, which many people may know, generally speaking, Nicaraguan are fuller, generally have a little bit more punch to them.
Yep.
How do you take predominantly a Nicaraguan tobacco cigar and make it so just creamy and inviting and no pepper? How do you do that?
Well, I think it's pretty part of the blend, but also the tobaccos that I'm using. I mean, we farm in Jalapa Valley, and Jalapa is known for its flavors and aromas, and I think that's one of the regions that really, if you look at the tobacco, it really marries well with some of the other cigars from different regions. It's got a little bit of Colombian, so that gives it also a little bit of aroma. So it's a great way to start any blend with Jalapa tobacco. So, yeah, it's a great tasting cigar. Ecuadorian Connecticut wrappers, it's just really nice and mellow. That's actually, I was talking last night, but that's actually my private blend that I had for years, and then we brought out in 2010.
So you don't hear about Colombian tobacco very much.
Yeah.
Is there a flavor characteristic that Colombian tobacco has?
Well, yeah, it definitely has a aroma. It does contribute to flavor, but it could also be overwhelming depending on how much you use. It's just one of those that you really kind of want to utilize, but not use too much of.
Almost like salt.
Just like enough to get flavor and maybe bring in a little bit of nuances
What's that, Jim?
to highlight some of the other tobaccos.
Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic. This was, we brought in a couple boxes. he felt absolutely in love, and finding out that it was your own personal blend, it said just buy all of them because
He actually sent me a picture of the whole stack of them in his warehouse, basically. This is how many you can have. It wasn't a ton compared to the rest of the warehouse.
Yeah, we don't.
So, yeah, he's
And I'm sorry,
horrible.
the thing about these is that we don't make a lot of Zulu's every month. I mean, we actually make about 200 boxes of production every month. Yeah, it's not a high production cigar. We focus on the other side of the blend. This is more of the boutique side of Gran, with everything that's STK, the Black Dahlia. It's not a high production cigar. It's more focused on quality. So I sent your dad a picture of what was available.
Yeah.
When you guys were bringing it on, well, this is what we got.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that have had one of the products in the line and didn't really understand the breadth of the line. Guys like Evan Hurst are actually addicted to the Zulu, but there are some incredible cigars. I learned so much last night. Last night we mic'd up George, and we just did 45 minutes or an hour of just Q&A. It was so informative. But we talked about the individual cigars. The Blue and Green is one of my personal favorites. It's a cigar that I've loved. This was actually the cigar that brought the line. Outstanding cigar, and you guys know I'm just kind of right down smooth, creamy, not a lot of pepper. The other one was the Black Dahlia, which I found was very interesting because a lot of companies talk about double ligero. You know, they try to give you they insinuate that they're going to punch you in the face. Triple ligero.
Triple ligero.
You're kidding me.
No, but the focus, like I was explaining last night with the ligeros from 3 different countries. So different types of plants. So utilizing the ligero, consider a Seiko leaf in another country, but better ligero version of it. And so incorporating that into a flavor about how to develop the blend.
Wow, that's incredible. And so just for everyone who's watching to know, after we get done with the show, we're peeling off to the back and we're going to shoot an ICCU video,
Yeah.
which you've seen before.
Yeah.
You're going to learn much more about the brand, the family, really,
Yeah.
in all of this. And we'll talk some about the actual blends in and of themselves, but just look forward to that coming out here very soon.
The other one that I think really opened some eyes, yes.
Christian Schwarzkopf coming in from Germany.
Guten Day, sir.
Okay,
Just like that.
continue
It
on.
sounded just like that, didn't it? So this is the one that I've always loved this cigar. It's a cigar that performs really well outside as well as inside. But I learned something last night. You don't mind me sharing what I
No,
learned?
not
Because
at all.
this just
Of course,
shows
please.
that my learning area of my brain is still functioning.
That's great.
It's still gravitating for a few hours.
Yeah. And these books are for suckers. I don't really read a lot, except for motocross action.
Oh.
But other than that,
Oh, God.
from 1976, I still have some of
Yeah,
those.
offhand.
But this is the Grand Reserve 2012. So you started with, I believe, 7-year-old tobacco. But folks, this thing was rolled in 2012. So post-roll, 10 years.
Yeah.
This isn't a $20 or $30 or $40 cigar, even though it smokes like one. Maybe the best value in the store right
That was
now.
rolled in 2012?
Yeah.
So when some of these manufacturers say it's 2006 or 2009,
Correct.
that tobacco or that seed is generally from that time?
So the Reserva project is our Corojo number 5 blend that the tobaccos are aged 7 to 8 years and then rolled in that particular year. So that's what makes it unique and different. You're getting a Corojo number 5 vintage version of it. So we
So
started with...
conceivably, this was in the ground in 2004-ish?
Correct. Yep. And what changes the project is we started with 2010. Well, it was all the way back to 2008, 2009, 2010. Every year the crops do change. So when you go back to 2005, 2007, the tobaccos that we were utilizing, climates have changed. So every year it's a little different. So every vintage is different.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, it's...
We try to stay to the same blend, but every year the cigars is just different.
And you can see people Mike had it, that was his
Yeah,
first cigar last night.
Excellent.
People just loving the cigars. It's just such an approachable line. Kind of what we had a conversation that you had with another manufacturer, but 98% of the people in the room want to smoke, not 2%. And that's really what the entire line is.
Look at the 2012, which or a triple ligero on paper means it only needs to be the full body smoker. I'm more than happy to smoke the Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
And what I'm most excited about, quite frankly, is the line has done very well, and it's the first time you've been in the lounge.
Yeah, it's
So
the first time.
Everyone has spoken about your cigars for so long, and it's been part of what we've done just unbiasedly without having this experience. I'm really excited to see what happens from here. You know, I think the opportunities are endless. I know you want to. You're more than welcome to. I'll just send you a bunch of bands. If you just want to take your Zulu band off, put ours on, we're fine here.
Yeah, we're good. Keep it simple.
All
Exactly.
But no, truly.
So this is your first trip to ICC. What was your impression hanging out with some of our folks last night?
No, I think it was great. I love the setting. I think the lounge is phenomenal. I mean, it's one of the lounges that I've been in.
Thank you.
In quite some time. Although I haven't traveled with this pandemic. Everyone here is nice. The coffee's phenomenal.
I talked it up last night. Distretto coffee.
Yeah,
Boom.
it actually came through. So, and I think it's just this friendly atmosphere that you guys have here. I love it.
We're glad to welcome you to the family.
I saw somebody here, it scrolled away, but somebody from Instagram is on their way to get some.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So come in, meet George.
Yeah, hopefully you can
Yeah,
get that.
sit down.
And what's interesting before we hop off the comfiest seat in Frisco, you also are just, if somebody saw you walking past on the street, they wouldn't think there's an incredible blender and the owner of the cigar company, generation, and
I appreciate it.
you wouldn't think that, right?
More laid back. I work to the talking. So that's the real focus on it. It's one of the things I have a passion for, but it's not about the attention, it's what I do. What it transfers over to it at the end of the day.
About the finished product.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to.
Well, it's very clear. It's very clear you have many people who make it about themselves first and the cigar second, and I applaud you for doing the inverse.
I noticed that the manufacturers that farm their own tobacco are much more humble. Have you noticed that? Brandon, we see a lot of guys going to factories that happen to make a cigar for them, and they're pretty damn proud of what they created. But the fact is those farmers are the ones that are creating that tobacco and then working with their finished product. Very, very.
I didn't think about it that way.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Because
I do see that.
I think you have the guys who are creating the brand and they've got to build the hype, and it's not about the cigars, it's about building the brand and the portfolio and riding off maybe their past successes in another life.
But this lasts forever.
Yeah.
It's easy to go like that.
Yeah, for us, it's more building the infrastructure and supporting the infrastructure and supporting the product as opposed to being a celebrity at the end of the day.
That's clear, because I tried to find photos of you for our promo shoot, and I couldn't find anything
I'm
on
very,
you.
I'm very.
We just had to shoot pictures of Nate. We just shot pictures of Nate.
Yeah, just shrink them down a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we're going to need to take some photos of you, because
appreciate
next time you
that.
come back, I need some content to work with, because we ain't
That's
shit.
All right, I look forward to it.
No, George, thank you so much for being here.
appreciate
It really
Thanks
means
for
a lot
having
to
me.
us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for supporting us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for everyone out there.
Thank you
Everyone,
guys.
give it up for George Rico!
We got some new names coming in. We have Nelson Turner coming in. Chase Downs is coming in. So
What's happening?
welcome in. We got a Texas flag. Good day, mate. You know how it goes. That definitely picked up the momentum of the show.
It put us where we're supposed to be.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
this isn't about us. Well, it kind of is, because this would happen if there wasn't anyone here. But truly, this is just us coming together and having a cigar.
Yes.
You know, just like Tuesdays, but different.
Yeah, but different.
Because it's more.
And I would highlight, now last week's show, if you guys didn't get a chance to watch Cigar Talk Live, it's still up there. We had a great show. We had Rick on the show from Facebook.
Is his name Weber or Webster? Webster.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want anybody to know that, but
He works for Meta. He lives.
but he's with Facebook, and it was great for us as a cigar company to call him out, to call his company out on why they are so anti-cigars and anti-everything that's normal.
I think we had some valid points that will never make it up the chain to change any minds.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense why cigars are so difficult.
No.
When you collect all the information about me, You could know what I'm interested in. You could know my age, my area, my local laws. You could know everything about me, and you could make that available. You could make so much more money off of that channel, and we would never touch a feed of somebody who's under 21 years old.
No way.
They could definitely do that. To me, it doesn't make sense.
No. I'll tell you what, if you're under 21 and you're watching this show right now, give us a thumbs up.
Don't do that.
Well, nobody's going to do it.
If you're, that's a good point.
Yeah.
No, Evan Hurst is going to do this, but Evan Hurst, I tuned in pretty late, Dad. I missed some good content early.
Is that a dig? I think that's a dig.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you did.
No, you really missed a pretty mediocre show until George is here. So that's great. I'm glad. George will now believe me on everything I tell him from this point on because I bragged up the Distretto coffee and he just said it's a winner. So now from this point on, he's going to believe everything that I say.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. We got that going for us.
Okay, let's talk F1 here.
F1.
F1 new season launched on Netflix last night.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah. Good?
It's good.
Good.
It's good. But importantly, on the 20th is Bahrain. That's the first race of the season, and that means it is
F1 watching party.
F1 watching party and paddock lounge time. We will go live on people who won season passes this week. We're ready to go to production on the actual passes, on the signage, on everything there.
Yep.
If you want to be a part of it, you want to sponsor part of our actual library and the program, hook it up. We already have a few people hopping on.
Yeah, how cool is it? So Brandon has created, and Ale has created a rendering of an ICC F1 car. And we're going to have a step and repeat out front. But what's cool is if you sponsor it at any level, it will change the size of your decal.
Yep.
But we're going to put your logos on that picture of the car so people will be able to get their picture taken with the car when they come in, splash it all over the internet.
Not only that, just picture this. Picture this for your business or your brand or whatever. At the end of the season, you will get artwork because it's rendered out. You will get high quality imagery printed of your business on that car. So it's going to look like in your office, it looks like you're an F1 sponsor.
We're literally saving you millions.
Literally saving you millions.
Literally saving you millions.
So ultimately, that I think is going to be great. We should start talking about this now because there are a few races that are going to occur on Sundays during football season.
Right.
So we need to figure out how to navigate.
We got to crack the code.
How to. We're going to piss off people, but we got to piss off people in the right way and at least communicate this before.
Yeah.
There are going to be alterations during football season. Maybe football season, all the games are on here. The race is only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it might just be the private members.
Yeah, we'll see.
That will have
Cigar Hammer Mike is coming in with all caps, saying it's starting next week. Cigar Hammer, why don't you get your ass in your car and come up and watch these, watch with us in the paddock. This is going to be an absolute blast. It is going to be a sport to watch. It's addictive.
Yep.
And it will be something that will bridge the gap until the Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it is now being coined the Toro paddock.
Yes.
Because Toro is, they have cigars that will only be available
How cool is
an
this?
hour before the race and during the race, and that's it. Then
Yeah.
they go back in the vault until next week.
Yep.
So you have to be here.
And it's a cigar they don't sell.
Yep.
So we're going to have this unique cigar. And having Pablo in last week, when Brandon went through the entire, here's what F1 is going to be. Now, keeping in mind his other company, Cyrus Watches, is a sponsor of the Haas team.
Who just laid down the fastest time?
Just laid down the fastest time.
Okay, Matt.
I was so excited to see how excited he was about it. He was all.
And so what he's doing when he goes to the races in Hungary and Belgium and Monaco, he's going to get things from the garages of and from those races, send them back to us.
Yep.
So if you show up to the race, that's going to be an entry. Then you buy a cigar, that's going to be another entry. You can win these international pieces of F1 memorabilia that saves you a flight to Monaco.
Absolutely. Again, we're saving you thousands.
We're trying to add value.
We're adding value. One of the things that, if you don't mind, geek out just on.
I will never recover financially from this.
Well, here's the thing. One of the things that I saw yesterday, this is just a little F1 talk, but there was a Indy driver that came out talking shit about the Haas team. So Haas really kind of followed the pack last year, finishing last virtually everywhere. They get a new driver. They had a 2019 car. So they get a new driver. He goes to do testing yesterday, throws down the fastest time, and an Indy driver throws shade at him and says, okay, so what this proves is that when Magnussen, is that his name, Magnussen?
Yep.
When Magnussen drove an Indy car, he qualified last, and now he goes to F1 and qualifies first, showing you that Indy drivers are better than F1 drivers. And I'm like, how much skill does it take to turn left? That's all the Indy drivers do is turn left.
Left and bump.
Left and bump, that's it. So, yeah, let's see them take a right one time and see if they can still have that conversation.
That would be interesting.
And let's have an Indy driver versus F1 fight. See who wins.
Fight to the death?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, there are not enough fights to the death between
There really
Ford fights to the death.
There really are not. I think we have Adrian Barunda here from Cigars and Guns.
Yeah. You know, if we bring him on, that's going to close us off, so we might as well talk about that.
What else do you want to talk about? If there's anything, by the way, if I'm missing any Good Day mates, here I'm just going to throw a blanket on all. Good day, mate. And for those of you in Australia, how you doing?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Here's something to keep on your radar. So we have F1 popping off, but second week in April,
Yeah.
Oliver's going to be in with United Cigars. We're going to do the Great American Weekend. Thursday, you need to go on. We'll talk about this. Do the race day with Cigars and Guns. Friday, we'll have an event here, and we're going to do, I think we're doing a grill top, and he's going to come out and cook, and then at the end of the night, that's just going to go away with somebody.
Awesome. Love
We'll
that.
have United in the house. We'll
dirty
bring
grill.
some of that stuff in. Yeah, I mean, nobody's got dirty sitting around the house. And then on Saturday, we're going to come in, do a similar type of experience, but all the way through. If you haven't met Oliver, this
Salt of
guy,
the earth.
oh,
Think about this. How blessed are we? We have just this week, Pablo, Luciano, George Rico. In a couple weeks, we have Oliver coming in. There's a Mr. Nelson Alonso that's coming in.
Edgar's releasing the Cabroncito Habano in May.
We have surrounded ourselves with great people. And we've said it 100 times. We do business with people, not brands. Mm-hmm. And that is, and frankly, that's probably why you see a bunch of stuff in here that you're not familiar with, because they're great companies that are focused on one thing, making the best cigar in the world, not the most cigars for the best price.
Can I be honest, though?
No, now's the time to lie.
Well, I just went to Miami for a couple days for cigar-related work.
Huh?
And when we were down there, this is the live part, we went into a couple retail humidors that look like every other humidor.
Yeah.
Here's my lie. Really impressed with all of the same stuff you see everywhere else. I mean,
Nice.
it's just
April Fools.
really good cigars. Packaging is beautiful.
A lot of great hospitality.
Great hospitality. Can't do this much longer. Okay,
No.
look, I went down and I saw some of the stuff that we haven't had in here for a while. The 8x80 cigars, the 7x70 cigars.
Jeez.
These massive monster cigars that I'm just not interested in bringing so many of these lines in.
No.
It's unbelievable. to
Somebody
see.
at the show showed a 9x90.
without it being a joke. Well, without it being an intended joke.
Yeah, they were serious. 9x90 is like smoking half of a baseball bat
Yeah,
from the fat end.
that's an inch and a half in diameter. It's just not. It ain't cool. I don't want to see someone smoke that either.
No.
No. I wonder if that's what they were shooting their photos with last week. I don't know. You got to cup it. Look at Ron. Ron, I don't want to watch you act like
I can't unsee that, man. Don't do that.
and you're all silhouetted and you got the whole thing. going on? I don't like any of this. Nothing that's happening. Yeah, who would buy that? Brad, you would be surprised. A lot of people do buy that. Oh, and by the way,
Well, let's quantify
by
a
the
lot.
way, the 8x80 I saw was $8. Let's just
Quality tobacco there.
let's just talk about that. If you find a large cigar for inexpensive, they are getting their bad tobacco.
You know what, that's the perfect cigar to have after a nice dinner at Golden Corral. You know, it just pairs, I had a little bit of the cheese fountain, and now I'm gonna go have that 8x8.
You might be dipping that cigar in the cheese fountain.
Just to give it some flavor.
No, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm sure George could attest to.
You'd have to light that in a
challenge.
fireplace.
All right, let me see if there's anything that we're missing in your stellar script here.
No, that's pretty much it. I think we're gonna post, are we gonna post the winners of last night?
Yeah.
Because we didn't run the number.
Yeah, we'll post it. We'll have to do it that way.
Watch our Facebook page today. Those of you that were here last night were entered into a raffle. We will do our drawings and post the winners up on the field. We'll direct message you. Let us know your address and
We'll rock and roll.
get it to you.
No, that's okay. So I think this is probably a good time to bring on Adrian.
Perfect.
Think you good with that?
I think so. Yeah.
This is our OG segment here. It was.
is.
What's that?
Yeah.
Old guy. Yeah, the old guy. So, at this time, you already know who it is. You already know what this segment is. Everyone, give it up for Adrian Baruna! Hey! Adrian,
Good morning.
what's up, dog? How you doing?
What's your package, dog?
A little HK.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
All right,
We are in Texas.
let's talk about this because I was sitting there at the house the other night and I realized there are firearms in the house, but I'm thinking I need to get a rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody's in the same ballpark where they're maybe tracking what's happening, they're going, maybe I just don't quite have enough. Maybe I'd like to get a firearm or something that can go down range. Where should they go? Where should they be looking? Should they just pack up and go to Shields? Should they join something? What is the best way you would? Mine, I have the advantage. I just text you and say, hey, I need a rifle. What's the best?
Yeah, sure. The good thing is I'm now in FFL, so I can, purchase firearms and, locate firearms for you, so long as they're in stock. What Brandon was looking for is an AR-15, so I kind of gave him the range. The ones you'll see on my website are, I'll call luxury ARs. Start at around 3,000 and go up from there.
They're beautiful, though.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, super nice. But just like a black rifle, I can definitely do that. So cigarsandguns.com. If you have my number, you can text me, you can DM me here as well.
What about that Facebook group that you started?
That's right. So the Cigars and Guns Vault, it's a private group where I'll post daily deals on, you get deep discounts for the partner companies that I'm with, Palmetto State, Brownells, and then I post y'all's cigars as well. I try to do a pairing with the cigar to the gun.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's badass. What a great little community too forming up. And I will say I was wearing my Cigars and Guns shirt, and all they'll say is every time you wear the Cigars and Guns subscription shirts, somebody's going to either comment on it or you're definitely drawing eyes.
That one had the most feedback on it, the February shirt. People asking for second copies of it. And the thing about the shirt is once it's done, it's done. And so sometimes the company will provide extra shirts and I'll go ahead and have them printed. So I may have additional shirts, but for this run I didn't have any extras. So those will be asking for the shirt. I mean, the Lynx ladies were talking about the shirt last night. And Misty, who's not part of the group, is stealing marks.
Nice.
She's stealing marks and
Kayla would be a good supermodel for the shirts.
It could work.
Yeah.
and Begley.
Yeah. Bring them on.
Yeah, that could definitely. I wouldn't bring both of them together for a photo shoot because
No, that'll get out of hand.
That would get out of hand
Yeah.
quick. But
Put your clothes back on is basically all we'd be saying. You don't have to change it public.
I would leave and say, here's the camera. Take this SD card when you're done. I don't want to see any of it.
Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do. No, that's so. Cigars and Guns Shirt Club.
Yep.
Join it, $25 a month.
Yep.
Just join it. Then we have, if you're interested, you're now an FFL.
Yep.
So if you are interested, go to cigarsandguns.com. Also, check out the Cigars and Guns Vault on Facebook.
Yeah, private Facebook group. I don't know if you can search for it, but send me a DM and an invite if you're not in it already.
What I'm very interested in is a friend of yours of over 20 years works at Facebook, yet you're still shadow banned.
Yeah,
And what I just found out is if you know somebody at a certain level of Facebook, you can pull favors. Which
Yeah, apparently. I didn't know that either. He didn't volunteer that information until
He volunteered it.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems downright.
He seemed like he was volunteering to us. He didn't seem like he was really helping Adrian out.
Yeah.
He was definitely not looking over his left
Yeah,
shoulder.
no, I'm sure him and Pablo are talking, but I'm going to use them for the verified blue badge, and if I can get that on Instagram, I think that would be helpful.
That would be huge, right? Oh no. Okay, so what else is happening? Let's talk about this range day.
Yeah, range day, April 14th, Thursday. Sign up for that. A few slots left. We have quite a few vendors that are showing up. The same ones that we had from last year, plus 2 more.
Oh really?
Yeah, they'll bring the product, have tables out there and stuff to show off their products, and it's gonna be a great day.
I'm really excited just to have an outdoor range that's guided, that has responsible and basically instruction out there.
Yep.
And what I love about that is, like if you've experienced with golfing, you're slicing, he goes, hey, just move your foot like this, and all of a sudden, you know,
That's all
well,
it
how
takes.
did I think?
Yeah.
Same thing with the firearm.
Same
I'm
thing.
shooting, and then Jeff goes, here, just hold with this hand a little tighter.
Right.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I have a rifle at that point so I can get out and do the due diligence and practice.
Yeah, and if not, we'll have plenty out there for you to, kind of play around with.
But shooting through cars, shooting out of...
Yeah, we do some tactical stuff. We'll do a close range, and then we'll get out and do 100 shots or 100 yards and shooting the same steel. You'll see Jeff shoot upside down his pistol from 100 yards.
He pulled
Yeah.
the trigger with his pinky, right?
Yeah.
Except the first time he did it, he shot my H4N.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
put it right down underneath there, and all of a sudden at the end you kind of see this little worm burner, zzz, and it just a bunch of dust goes, and
Yeah.
you can see a little bit of plastic. We're going, well, we're far enough we can't quite see it. We get up there, and that whole thing was just blown up. Yeah, it was gone. It was dead.
Yeah, so join the range day, register for that. You'll have a chance to win M&P Smith & Wesson 2.0 pistol with a Seahorse gun case. We'll have swag out there, caps, decals, patches, shirts, and all sorts of good stuff.
Oh, I'm definitely in. I'm definitely
And then
in.
the after party here at ICC.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. And that'll just roll into the Great American Weekend. Adrian, why don't you just sign us off?
Yeah, thanks for watching today. Catch us every Saturday at 10-ish. And then catch us on Tuesdays for Cigar Talk. We'll talk about 3 main questions
The
that
3 big ones.
People are asking all over the world.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, Lead and Leaf with the Vulcan Machine Works, and then Thursday, Size Matters.
That's it. Don't forget on Wednesday, we've got Tales from the Lounge if you want to see a show with real research.
Yeah, and then also a group that is exploding is Cigar Newbies. So if you're not a member of Cigar Newbies, or if you know somebody that new cigars and would like to ask all the questions they can, we're actually going to answer them. We're not going to belittle you or torture you or make you feel like an idiot for asking them.
We should make a newbie cigar that is specifically for newbies.
I like that.
That wears that newbies branding.
I'm all for that.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
I know that we're signing off, but I wanted to talk a little bit about something, because it just hit me as we started talking about newbies. One of the most commonly asked questions is about humidification. So I actually went out and bought these scientific devices, and I've started a test to compare humidity sources, Bovida packs versus Integra packs versus gel versus all that. But I've got outside sensors and inside the cabinet sensors, and I'm going to create this whole series, a data set that will be able to say, here's what happens to the humidity in your humidor when your room is 70 degrees, when your room is 62 degrees, when your room is 80, and here's what happens in an acrylic humidor versus a wood humidor. I'm going to have all that data broken down into human understandable bites. And then what we're going to do, and you don't know this, is we're going to shoot an episode with myself and Aaron Klaus going over the explanation of relative humidity versus humidity. And we're going to talk about the results of this test, and we're going to have that on YouTube. So that is going to be, I think that is going to be one of those things. And frankly, I'm doing it because I need to educate myself on that, because there are so many factors on the outside of your cabinet that impact the inside of your cabinet. And we want to be able to say, here's what happens, and just be cautious. Here's what happens when you take your portable, your travel deal out, throw it in your truck and leave it out there during the winter and bring it back in the house. All of those things, we're going to have all of that encapsulated, and I'm really excited about the results of that.
So, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, check that out.
So with that,
Adios, pendejos.
I guess we see you next week for Cars and Cigars.
Hell yeah.
It would have been a perfect day for that.
Today would have been, but next week will be perfect too.
That's it.
Next week, Cars and Cigars. We will see you guys. Thanks, George Rico, for coming in. Gran Habano all month.
That's it.
That's it.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Oh, yeah. Who you got? Who won?
Man, I gotta ship it to Julie. All right, Julie.
All right, Larry, place an order so we can send you your bag too.
Yeah, there you go. Just place an order of, just place an order and I'll stick it.
Yeah, we're trying to make this a profit deal.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Adios, suckers. Be good.
See ya.